There is so much biased information regarding the recent National Association of Realtors lawsuit settlement that I had to read the 108-page document myself to see what it actually said. I'm going to break down just the facts of the changes, leaving all conjecture, interpretation, forecasting until the very end. Let's dive in. This agreement still has to be approved by the court, so it's not effective yet. How much the seller is willing to pay the brokerage that brings in the buyer can no longer be shown in the MLS. The MLS is the multiple listing service. It's a big database of listings that is owned by the National Association of Realtors. Previously, you had to include how much the buyer's agent was getting paid by the seller, even if it was zero. Now you can't show that number anywhere in the MLS. The sellers can pay the brokerage that brings in the buyer. They can even put it in MLS as a concession, as long as it's not conditioned on paying the buyer's brokerage. On their own websites, realtors and brokerages can show what the seller is willing to pay the buyer's broker, but only on their own listings. Before a realtor shows any house to a prospective buyer, they must have a signed agreement that clearly shows the realtor's fee structure. And then the realtor can't get paid more than that amount from any source. And those are the changes. The seller can still pay the buyer's agent. They just can't call it a buyer broker's commission in MLS. They can even say how much they're willing to pay as a concession in MLS, as long as they don't specifically say it's for the buyer broker's fee. And brokerages can call it a buyer broker's commission on their own listings on their own websites. The biggest real change will be that buyers will have to sign an agreement to pay their realtor before they can see a house. And personally, I love this. With a fee contract involved, buyers will be much more careful about who they hire, even if it becomes normal for the seller to credit them. Professionalism, work ethic, experience, positive reviews, and recommendations will become more valuable and hopefully more common in our industry. If you're selling, continue working with a trusted advisor who will fight to get you the highest net proceeds in the timeline that you need. Buyers, do your research to get a sense of the work ethic of a realtor before seeing the first house with them. The days of using a family member or a coworker as your realtor because their service seemed free to you are over. More than ever, who you hire matters. I do have to disclose that I'm not a doctor, not a lawyer, not a CPA, not a financial consultant, not a mind reader, and not a fortune teller. I'm Chad Roberts with Realty One, and I'm a damn good realtor. If you have questions about real estate, give me a call.